mauda. Obrani warabo, see you. Obrani warabo, from Tiwa mauda. Obrani warabo, unia see you. Obrania.
Coming together to do is to bring children up, to make them industrialists, like we said, by adding value to the things we have around us, and also deriving byproducts from sources, plant sources, animal sources. And instead of wasting, we will rather recycle. Okay, so we are doing robotics, we are doing coding, we are doing woodwork and joinery, electrical and electronics. We are doing science experiments. Our science experiments are not abstract. That's where we add value to the things that we have around us. For example, we are using coding to design programs, which means that if you want to come up with any project, you design it first. You design it on the computer first before you translate it onto the wood or the fabric or whatever. We have different stages. We have the basic, we have the intermediary, and we have the advanced. So the choice is for the child or the parents as to how long they want the child to be on the program. We are looking from between 6 to 16 years old. Okay, so after the enrollment, we have two sites. We have one site behind the Gethsemane Cemetery at East Legon, and there's another one on the compound of CSIR's Industrial Research Institute, 92 Boundary Road is the address. We also go into schools. Yeah, if you're a school and you want us to form a club in your school, we do that. We come as low as 300 cedis a term to enroll, but then there are kits that the children use that the child will have to purchase. But the fee itself is about 300 cedis a term. In 5 years, I see a lot of the story changing from only academics to both academics and hands-on, for creativity, for innovation, for that I can do a spirit in children.
I'm at the launch of Dotty'S Tvet, and it's a program for children as young as when they can read, when they can talk, to about SHS. It's introducing the children to not just science, robotics, and engineering, but even things like bead making and fashion designing. It's something for the children to get their hands to. While they are demystifying science, they are also learning. And the idea is that children will just be not taught the theory and the abstract, but that they will do a lot of hands-on and then get accustomed to some of the things that they read. For example, robotics. There's a table there with all kinds of gadgets and all kinds of things that they are putting together. There's a carpentry where children are making stools and working with wood. It's very impressive, and I do recommend that every parent, every school should take advantage. You can reach Dotty through CSIR. You can reach her also by phone, and you can even, if you are in doubt, come to CSIR, come to Secretary, and they'll give you her number. She runs programs after school. She also goes to school, so you can invite her to your school, to your church. It's a good way to begin the children. Thank you all. It's been an impressive and useful afternoon. Thank you.
Technology and innovations research for economic empowerment. And we believe in spreading our tentacles wide and especially catching them young. So we have a lot of research ongoing that we would like to share with all stakeholders. And we found the youth, women, to be very credible stakeholders who can take our inventions, technologies, and innovations very far. We are in the areas of agriculture, medical, some aspects of medical sciences, research, then also in the aspects of industrialization, industry, science. So what has necessitated this collaboration with the Dotty'S Tvet is that she has the passion to use aspects of science that we are researching into to educate the youth, to educate the children. She's coming around with hands-on experiences for the children. It will help them demystify science. It will help them appreciate science. I've come across people who have finished their first degree and they are not sure of the sciences that they have, the degree that they have acquired. They are not sure of what that degree has to offer for them in the society, in the economy. But if you start with them young, you help them demystify the science, have some hands-on abilities on understanding the science. It will go a very long way for us to industrialize our nation, because there are lots that we import that we don't need to import. We can manufacture them locally, and it will all start with us putting the children in space that they can practically experience these research and innovate them for things that we need to improve our economy and our society. That is why we are partnering with her for this initiative.
To be part of the launch of this wonderful initiative. I'm just happy that it's been launched. She's been talking about it for some time, and I'm happy today was a happy day to launch it, and we are looking forward to the great things that will come out of it. As I mentioned during the event, it's one thing to know something theoretically. It's one thing to understand the concept, but if you don't practicalize that concept, it stays with you. And for a long time, we have been users of technology rather than producers of technology. That's because of that gap that we have in the way in which we are teaching our young people. So the young people that get an opportunity to understand the theories and then also do something, to do practical activities, to think about being innovators, they are the ones that are going to change the narrative for us. And so this is an important launch. It's an important initiative. We need our young people to patronize such programs to help us change the way in which we view ourselves as Ghanaians, as Africans, who also need to be part of the drive to be innovators, to be producers, problem solvers, practical application as opposed to just knowing information and staying with it. Okay. It's a concern, but the good thing is that I see a huge difference from where we've reached and where we were even 10 years ago. Now our young people are understanding it. Even our parents are understanding that it's not enough to go sit in a classroom and copy notes and take notes, that we need to do something. So I'm looking forward to a time, and the ecosystem has changed. You know, there are more people involved in it. We have many students who are now doing activities outside of the regular formal education to build up their skill level and competence. You know, there's the thing about supply and demand. So the more we have demand for such programs, the more I expect to see more of such programs coming up. But it takes support. It takes some investment. These things don't happen on their own. So if we have things like this happening through the initiative of Madame Sa, there should be other people who are willing to support her to do even bigger things, to have more sites available, or even more people that set up complementary programs like this in other parts of our country.